this tea will be getting fed, but okay, basically, if you're watching, you'll be watching the mini feeding video and you'll be like, oh, the Pantherbeteus Fortis is in that. Well, I realised that I've got to transfer it and I'm going to feed it, so I thought I'll transfer it first and then feed it. Hopefully it won't be stressed out too much. So yeah, this is my Pantherbeteus Fortis. I'll just quickly explain the enclosure. I've done holes along the top and holes all the way around each side. They're not too big. All I use is a corkscrew, and if I'm honest, this is what I use for most of the enclosures that need extra holes, because stuff like that, it's already got ventilation. So yeah. I've done the same. I did the same for the Nandu Chromatis, but that's when my LP was in, and that's kept a bit more humid. Stuff like Nandus and Brackies, because they're kept dry. They don't need that much ventilation. They still need ventilation, of course, but they don't need that much compared to Panthos that, as it says here, need around 85% humidity, which, well, the way I look at it, it needs damp substrate. So yeah, it's got damp substrate and it's got a bigger enclosure. This will be perfect for this male until it gets to a decent size, and it'll be moved into something like my female Nandu Coloblosis is in, so something similar like that. So yeah, I'm just going to transfer the tea over quickly. I forgot this was 2 pieces of bark. It's a relatively skittish chicken legs. I need to clean that anyway. So yeah, this is my Pantherbeteus Fortis Juvie male. It is a confirmed male as I sexed them out, and it should like its new enclosure. It's about 8 centimeters, same size as my. Oh, at least I know it'll be hungry because it's going for the tweezers. Yeah, it's about the same size as my Nandu Chromatis. I said it's quite leggy. Not as leggy as my Bibome or my Formictopus platus, because they are quite leggy. As you can see, it's a lot better size for it. That was only a temp enclosure, really. It's a very curious little male. I do quite like this Pantho species. I'm not a huge fan of Panthos, I just like the size they get. It's just the females are a bit boring. But the males of these species say the same colour as the females, so it doesn't really matter so much. They both get they're similar to the Formictopus Concerites. They say a nice brownish colour, but mine has a bit of a I'd say it's a grey pinkish tinge to it. But yeah, this will be getting fed in the feeding video. But yeah, damp substrate, water ball, hide. Pretty much all you need for your typical Pantherbeteus species. So yeah, next will be the Hoffmanni, and it'll be getting rehoused in that, but I'll just get fresh substrate, and I'll explain that more when I do it. So yeah, I'll just put the lid on before it tries to escape. So yeah, we shall move on to the next one. Back in a sec. Okay, this is my Hoffmanni. I'm just going to give a few details on it because not many people know about it. It's not the most well-known species. It's a bit uncommon, a bit rare. If you know about it and it's common near you, fair enough, but in the UK it's not too common. Okay, basically it is called, the Latin name is Hoffmanni. Its common name is the central horned bird eater. Well, it's called bird eater, but it's not a huge species. What I've been told is adult females get about 5-6 inches. So it's not the biggest species going. Mine does have a tiny indentation where the horn will be. They do darken out as adults. They get more of a, what's the word? More of a greyish black colour rather than this light grey colour. So yeah, we should try and rehouse it. It's basically it's getting this. It is a burrowing species. Well, it's terrestrial New World, and generally as slings they burrow. So yeah, it's got that down there, but as you can see, that side is wet. That's wet because basically I've damped. What's the word? I can't remember what the word is. Basically, I've made it so the soils. Once that dries out, the soil will be better to burrow in, rather than this dry substrate that's just dry. It's not too good for it to burrow in. So yeah, that'll give it so it can burrow down at the back if it chooses to, but if not, it doesn't have to. But yeah, it's a juvie sling, unsexed, but it is in suspect pre-molt. It is very skittish. As you can see. A bit feisty, but nothing too bad. They will be getting a water ball, but it's about the same size as it, so it's no harm. Come on. I'm just going to do this off camera. I will be back in a sec to show you what it is like in its new enclosure. But yeah, I'm just going to need two hands, so back in a sec. It's throwing a bit of a fret posture, but yeah, as you can see, it's got in there relatively no trouble, and that's going to last it for at least 2-3 molts, maybe 4 even. So yeah, that's quite a good upgrade for it. But yeah, all you have to do really is keep these dry, give them a water ball. There's juvies as slings. I'm going to do a video explaining how I keep my slings, and it seems to work for me perfectly fine. So that will be next, I think. Either next or either that on my mini feeding video. So yeah, this has just been a rehousing of my Panther Fortis, which was relatively easy, and the spar both Hoffmanni was not so much. Okay, cheers for watching, and see you in a bit.